Guys, if you like Creepypasta, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. Also, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. You're all probably thinking the exact same thing I was. How could someone accept a friend request from themselves on Instagram? A few weeks ago, everything in my life was as normal as it could be. I was a student, living alone in my tiny studio apartment near campus. My days were filled with endless assignments, late-night study sessions, and occasional breaks spent hanging out with friends. Like many people, I spent a ridiculous amount of time on Instagram, scrolling through posts, liking photos, and watching random reels before bed. It had become second nature to me. Wake up, check my phone, go about my day, and then doom scroll myself to sleep. Social media is a strange phenomenon. Why do I care about some influencer's coffee aesthetic or what random person from high school is doing on vacation? I don't know, but I do. I have this weird urge to see everything, every photo, every story, every detail of people's lives, before ultimately forgetting about them minutes later. It's like a drug. Some people I know swear off social media, calling it toxic and fake. But I've caught those same people lurking on Instagram when they think no one is watching. I can't really blame them. It's nearly impossible to be completely offline these days, unless you want to live like a hermit in the woods. Then one day, something strange happened. I had just finished a long day of classes and was walking back to my apartment when my phone vibrated. A notification. That small, dopamine-filled rush hit me as I unlocked my screen, excited for the digital interaction. But when I saw it, I stopped walking. Request from Noah Carter. I stared at the name for a few seconds, my brain lagging behind reality. That was my name, my exact name, first and last. I clicked the profile, half expecting it to be some weird fan page or spam account. But no, what I saw made my stomach drop. The profile picture was identical to mine. Same bio, same highlights, same posts. Every single photo, caption, and tag location perfectly mirrored my own account. It was an exact copy of me. A cold chill ran down my spine as I scrolled through the cloned profile. How was this even possible? Was it a glitch? A cruel joke? Maybe one of my friends was messing with me. I checked the account details, created today. A brand new account. But how had they uploaded everything so quickly? And why? I backed out of the profile and stared at the follow request notification again. My own name, my own face, staring back at me. My hands felt clammy as I hovered over the accept button. And then, the account sent me a DM. Why haven't you accepted my request yet? A sharp chill crept up my spine. I stared at the message, my mind racing. I hesitated before finally pressing accept. The moment I did, my screen flickered for a split second, like a glitch. I barely had time to process it before another DM appeared. Hello, Noah. I hesitated. Something about this didn't sit right, but I typed a response anyway. Who is this? The 3 dots appeared, typing. Then another message popped up. You already know who I am. A cold pit settled in my stomach. My hands hovered over the keyboard, unsure of what to say. Instead of replying, I clicked on the profile to investigate further. And that's when I froze. The account was no longer private. It was completely open and filled with my posts. Not just recent ones. Every single one. From 2 years ago up until today, every photo, story highlight, and caption had been duplicated. Even the timestamps matched, down to the minute. My breathing grew unsteady. My account was private. No one could see my posts unless I let them. So how did they have everything? The screen flickered again. Another DM popped up. I see you. I jerked my head toward the window on instinct. But that didn't make sense. I was on the 7th floor. My blinds were shut. My fingers felt numb as I turned back to my screen. I forced a reply. "Jake, is this you?" Silence. No response. Just the empty chat window staring back at me. I shut my laptop with shaky hands, trying to push the unease from my mind. It had to be a prank. It had to be. Still, when I went to bed that night, I made sure to double-check that my windows were locked. The next morning, my phone buzzed as soon as I opened my eyes. A new notification from Instagram. A DM from the account. My chest tightened as I clicked it open. "I can still see you." That message fully woke me up. I sat there staring at my phone with wide eyes, my pulse hammering in my chest. Slowly, my gaze drifted from my screen to my window. My breath hitched. My blinds were open. I was sure, absolutely sure, that I had closed them before going to bed. Swallowing hard, I turned my attention back to my phone. My heart pounded when I noticed something even stranger. The message, "I can still see you," was sent at 6:50 a.m. The current time? 6:55 a.m. They sent the message minutes before I woke up. My skin prickled with cold unease. How did they know exactly when I would wake up? Trying to shake off the creeping dread, I forced a laugh and typed a reply. "Haha, real funny, man. You must be super bored." The message sent, and for a second, I felt a sliver of control return. Maybe this was just some elaborate joke. But then, another DM popped up immediately. "Your coffee's ready." I froze. And then, as if on cue, the auto timer on my coffee maker went off in the kitchen. The sound of dripping coffee echoed through my silent apartment. A wave of cold panic washed over me. I had set that timer the previous night, before bed. No one should have known that. In a surge of fear and rage, I typed out another message. "Listen, I don't know who this is, but if you keep messing with me, you'll regret it." No response. I waited, but the chat remained empty. The unease clawing at my chest didn't fade, but after a while, I tried to convince myself that I had won. For the next few days, I didn't receive a single notification from the imposter. Feeling relieved, I settled back into my normal routine. The stress faded. Life started to feel normal again, until 2 nights ago. I had just left campus after a long study session, heading home when my phone buzzed. A DM notification. My stomach sank. I didn't want to open it, but my hand moved on its own. A message from the imposter. But this time, it wasn't just words. It was a photo. My fingers trembled as I clicked on it. The image loaded, and my blood ran cold. It was a picture of the inside of my bedroom. I had never taken a picture of my bedroom before. So how did they have this? There was only one way. They had been inside. My chest tightened, and my breath came in short gasps. I felt sick. Without hesitation, I dialed 911. My voice shook as I told them someone had broken into my apartment. The dispatcher assured me a patrol car would be sent immediately. By the time I got home, 2 officers were already waiting for me. "How do you know someone broke in?" one of them asked. I explained everything. The messages, the fake Instagram account, and finally the photo. They followed me inside. We searched every inch of my apartment. Nothing. No signs of forced entry, no footprints, no missing items. The officer gave me a skeptical look. "Are you sure you didn't just take that photo yourself and forget?" I shook my head. "No way. I never took that picture." He sighed, writing something in his notebook before finally saying, "Well, keep your doors locked. If anything else happens, call us immediately." And just like that, they left. I stood in my apartment, paralyzed. It didn't feel like a victory. It felt like a warning. My hands were still shaking when I finally opened Instagram again. And that's when I noticed something that made my heart stop. All of the messages between me and the imposter were gone. Not just the photo. Everything. Their profile was gone too. It was as if they had never existed. I sat there for over an hour, scrolling, searching, trying to find even a trace of the account. Nothing. Finally, I sighed in relief, my body relaxing for the first time in days. But then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw something that made my blood turn to ice. A piece of paper sticking out from underneath my laptop. I reached for it with shaky hands. There were only 3 words written on it. See you soon. Ever since that day, I haven't spent more than 20 minutes on social media. I don't send messages anymore. And I definitely don't accept follow requests from people I don't know. That fear of being watched never quite left me. And yesterday something happened that made it all come rushing back. A close friend of mine called me. He sounded annoyed. "Dude," he said, "did you make a fake Instagram to message me?" My stomach dropped. I told him it was probably a scam, some bot trying to steal his info. I told him to block and report it. I probably should have told him the truth. But I didn't want him to go through what I did. I don't know who was impersonating me or how. But I'll leave you with one final warning. Never accept a follow request from yourself on Instagram. If you do, you might not be as lucky as me.